Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. Tonight we're looking forward to a great revival night as we continue with the Church of Sardis. And we see that God wants us to walk in white with those that He walks with and leads to the streams of living water. We'll have a great study tonight. But right now, let's go back to Acts chapter 23, beginning with verse 12. The next morning, the Jews formed a conspiracy and bound themselves with an oath not to eat or drink until they had killed Paul. More than 40 men were involved in this plot. They went to the chief priests and elders and said, "We have taken an oath not to eat anything until we have killed Paul. Now then, you and the Sanhedrin petition the commander to bring them before you on the pretext of wanting more accurate information about his case. We are ready to kill him before he gets here." Amazing how the people of God can sow, and these people considered themselves people who loved God. It's amazing how these people can lie and connive, and all with a straight face. But when the son of Paul's sister heard of this plot, he went to the barracks and told Paul. Then Paul called one of the centurions and said, "Take this young man to the commander. He has something to tell him." So he took him to the commander. Now, I want you to notice that Paul still had family. Paul had been at one time a very powerful man, a member, no doubt, of the Sanhedrin court. He stood as official witness to Stephen's death by stoning, holding the clothes as the official witness of the Sanhedrin court. So no doubt Paul was a member of the Sanhedrin court. No doubt at one point in his life he had been married, because you were required to be married to be a part of the Sanhedrin court. Probably lost his wife when he got saved. But I want you to notice he still had a nephew, and that nephew loved him. And that nephew and his family were still very connected to people up in very high echelons of power. That this secret conspiracy could be discovered by this young man means that they were very high up in the leadership positions in the Sanhedrin and among the temple and among the Jews in Jerusalem. And that young man loved his uncle, and that young man saved his life. Now, sometimes, brothers and sisters, we forget the value of the love of family. And that's what I want to bring out here today. Sometimes we see all the teaching in the Bible about putting God before our families, and we see all these things about the Levites putting God first, and we see all the things about Eli not putting God before his sons, and we see all these things that sometimes we forget there is an aspect of family that is very beautiful and very wonderful. Family will love us. Let me say that again. Family will love us. Let me say that again. Family will love us. Now, maybe like Mary and the brothers of Jesus, their love will cause them to say some things that are not quite right, like, you know, what you're doing is not right, Jesus, come out of there and take care of yourself. Their motives were right. Their intellect was wrong, but their motives were right. Their emotions were good. Their love was good, but their application of it was not good. But I want you just to see that the love of family is a very beautiful thing. And in this case, it spared Paul's life. Now, sometimes as a Christian, you have to look at people and go, when family members come up and talk to you, don't always dismiss them. When family members come up and talk to you, learn to listen. I didn't say always obey, I said learn to listen. There are times that the love of a family is what will save your life. And that's exactly what happened here with the Apostle Paul. There are times the love of a family member will save you from people who really want to do bad things to you or really want to do bad things and destroy your business. Learn to listen to the love of your family.